Hi guys, how's it going? And welcome to the semi-final edition of the In the Mixer podcast. I'm your host Phil. I'm joined with Michael and Elias, and today we've got two massive games to talk about. Probably the biggest games of the tournament so far. Obviously.
Yeah,
obviously.
That's pretty self-explanatory.
I was being ironic for comical effect.
Oh,
Of course.
no, that's good. Like it.
I'm taking it. Right. Yeah, so two big games, Portugal and Wales, and we also had France-Germany. We'll go into those in a second, but beforehand, we are just going to say thank you for downloading this, or listen to this on YouTube, however you're doing it. If you are listening to it on YouTube, make sure you go over to iTunes and check us out. Just search for In The Mixer Podcast, and check out our Twitter as well, at In The Mixer Show. And if you want to get in touch via email, it's inthemixerpodcast@gmail.com. So if you want to, get in touch, just hit us up in one of those. So, how are you two gentlemen doing? How have you been doing the last few days?
Good.
Working.
Working and good.
I'm starting my new job tonight, so
Look at this. From boys to men.
we're a working podcast.
Wow.
What can
Working class podcast.
I say? Yeah,
I've had the same shite job for 5 years. Yes, and I'm glad you are all making that dollar.
How are you, Phil? Nobody ever asks how you're doing.
Nobody asks you.
No one asks me. I think that's probably because no one cares. No one ever cares about the hosts.
No.
We're here to relieve tension, keep us on the straight and narrow. We don't have emotions.
Did you talk about football?
Alright, so, Portugal versus Wales. A football match happened. It was good. I think we all predicted Portugal to win.
Oh, yeah?
Well, when I say everyone, I mean me. I think Michael predicted it.
No.
Well, Elias, though, you thought that the Welsh Dragons would fire their way through. You get Dragons breathe fire. It's banter. Or it'd fly their way through. They got wings as well. Anyway, football. Did you enjoy this game? Did you watch this? I assume you watched it. Did you enjoy the fixture?
Not really.
It was okay. I didn't think it was a bad game in any way.
I don't think it was a good game either.
Yeah, I agree with that. But the right team won over the process of the game, and it was, I don't know, it wasn't what I expected though. At the same time, I think in the last podcast I said I expected Portugal to go through in extra time rather than in full time, and I think Wales were more disappointing than I expected them to be. But I think that could be down to the players they had missing.
They're definitely peaking late, Portugal, in this tournament. It's very, very good for them. I think when you look at teams, they usually start off quite slow and then get better at it. I mean, teams that win tournaments, they usually start off quite slow and then improve as they go through. And Portugal definitely are stepping up, and I think this has been their best performance in the tournament so far. I think, without a doubt, to be honest. And Wales, I thought, they had chances. They did have chances, but I think they definitely missed the likes of Aaron Ramsey in that midfield.
Definitely.
They didn't quite have that. It was Bale who was getting all the ball, and usually that's spread almost between Bale and Ramsey. But it was definitely only Bale who was getting the ball, and they seemed kind of creatively limited, if that makes sense. There wasn't really much creativity in that team without Ramsey, and I think that was definitely a huge miss. Not having Ramsey in that squad.
In the past 2 years, Aaron Ramsey has missed 4 games for Wales, and they haven't won any of those games. They've drawn 1 and lost 3, so it does show us how much of an important player he is.
What a one-man team.
Yeah, one man team.
I would say that, but
Aaron Ramsey and no one else.
the Welsh Ramseys. Rams.
Welsh
No, it doesn't work.
The Welsh Balotelli.
What?
Aaron Ramsey's the
I
Welsh
don't get that.
Balotelli. I've decided.
I don't get
No,
that.
I was going to say Pogba, and then for some reason said Balotelli. Don't know why.
Yeah, I don't
Still
get the
doesn't
reference.
make-
Probably because they're both
No.
massively overrated. So
Starting off controversial.
we are. Yeah, so Aaron Ramsey, big miss for Wales. And at the back, they didn't seem their same composed selves that they have been in this tournament. I thought they seemed a bit
Nervous?
not clumsy, almost nervous.
I think nervous
It's hard
is
to
the
put a
way I
finger
describe
on
it.
why it wasn't perhaps the unit it was. Portugal definitely did find it hard breaking them down, but it was again they did have chances, and Was it? Did Ronaldo have it? I can't remember if Ronaldo had a really good chance in the first half. But yeah, I can't really. The first half definitely wasn't particularly entertaining, really.
Yeah, there's a lot of shots from distance or sort of half opportunities. There wasn't any clear-cut chances, I wouldn't say, in the first half. Bale had a couple of good chances, I think, or had one good chance on the edge of the box where he sort of broke free.
Yeah.
That didn't manage to convert, and then obviously he had his shot from range, but I think that's about it in the first half. It was in the second half that Portugal really took hold of the game and showed why they are here, even though they haven't won a game yet. This showed that they do have quality in their side, and they can beat teams like Wales that are a well structured and well organised team, even though I don't think they were quite as they have been in previous rounds.
Well, we've got to give Wales credit, even though they did go out.
Sure.
We haven't spoken really about the goals, well, at all. It was Ronaldo and Nani. Very quick succession after each other, weren't they?
Yeah, it's a bit of a inexperience, I think, from the Welsh squad, just to crumble like that.
Yeah, and
the start of the second half, you shouldn't really.
Yeah, because Ronaldo's goal was not long after our time at all, was it really? So
yeah, it was in the 50th minute, I think, and Nani's in 53rd. So
it's almost like the Ronaldo goal that shook them, and they were it hit them the situation that they were in, and like you said, the inexperience of not keeping the cool, because they hadn't been bad up until or in the first half really. It wasn't like, this game, if Portugal had taken their chances, would have been out of sight, but. So yeah, definitely a bit of inexperience or something that just didn't really help.
They didn't really show that inexperience first half. They were their organised selves. I don't know what happened with the second half. Maybe I can't really remember the Ronaldo goal too vividly.
It's from a corner, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, I remember it was a header. I can't remember who was marking him or anything. If he got away, I think.
He got up high. I don't think anybody can.
Regardless of it, I think was it James Collins who was marking him.
I was going to say James Chester, but I'm not sure. But no.
Regardless, the jump, was.
Yeah, well, he's well known for that, isn't he?
It's Ronaldo's incredible jump in. I think anyone that's marking him, you can't out jump Ronaldo. You almost have to get him in a position where he can't do that jump, and he managed to, and put it in the back of the net.
He has leg muscles of godly proportions. He celebrated with his little. I don't even know what you call that. It's like the opposite of a bird taking off.
Landing.
No.
Yeah.
Spins round, but spreads his wings, even though they're arms.
No.
Oh
no.
Okay.
I'm not. But I'll talk about the second goal if you want me to talk about that.
Yeah, please rescue us from this disastrous.
No, it's it was a little bit unfortunate, the second goal.
I didn't really. I thought it was offside when I was a bit confused. I was like, whoa, wait, what just happened? Like, it was a scuff shot from Ronaldo, right? And then sort of Nani just sort of slid in, and just Hennessy was just on his wrong foot in it.
Well, yeah, and Collins was out of position. See, it's difficult to say, and it's really hard to give him criticism because obviously he's just come into the team.
Yeah.
And obviously he's not been not playing for a majority of the tournament and things like that. Not playing with that back four. For him to be, he's literally one step back from the line, and it's not like it's his fault. He's literally just followed the ball with his eyes and taken a step back to play Nani onside, and it's just unfortunate that he does so. And I think if the whole line would have stepped back with him, nobody would blame him for the goal. It was an unfortunate deflection. He just took a wrong step and played him onside. It's not I think a lot of people, I saw on social media that a lot of people were criticising him as making it as his mistake, but I think it's more misfortunate that the ball ended up in that position for Ronaldo to assist Nani like that.
So Portugal obviously got through with their misses. William Carvalho and Pepe will be back for the final. We said this is the most impressive they've probably been in this tournament so far, Portugal. Have they got a chance of winning this tournament for you guys? In your opinion, or are you still pretty much against just anti-Portugal people? You just
anti-Portugal.
Anti-Portugal.
Yes.
I'm not anti-Portugal. I'm not anti-Portugal.
I hate
You're not anti-Portugal.
I'm not. I'm Uncle Frat. No. But the fact that they haven't performed up until now, you can't blame us for being not favouring Portugal because of the performance they've put in previous rounds. Like, this is the first good performance they put in. Was it a good performance? Oh, this is not the first good performance they put in. This is the first performance where they were clinical enough to win the game in 90 minutes. Wales weren't without their chances. They didn't create a massive amount. They were missing some big players, so were Portugal. That's why I have a little bit of doubt still about the Portuguese. They can win it, though.
They keep the ball well, Portugal, I think. And I think they're actually quite good off the ball as well.
We talked about that in the previous podcast, didn't we? Saying that their midfield's very good at controlling and dictating the game.
And they're very adaptable as well, I think. They obviously can play the two up front, Nani and Ronaldo, but they can also go to the three up front with like adding charisma in there. And I think they're actually that versatility. And this the fact that they've probably, out of every team in this competition, they've probably used the most of their squad throughout this tournament. Like, I look at the bench from the game against Wales. Carvalho's played, Alicia's played, Oje Gomez has played, Moutinho, Quaresma, Rafa Silva, Vieirinha have all played. So apart from the goalkeepers and Adair, who Adair may have also played, they've literally given an appearance to almost everyone in the squad, and I don't think many other teams have done that, especially that got to say the quarterfinals. And I think that when you've got so many games in a short space of time, like an international tournament, that's all obviously going to benefit you.
And it's very different players that you can almost pick a team to suit the team that you're playing against.
Yeah,
which is very good. It'd be interesting to see what team they put out in the final.
It depends. I think the final will depend on whether Ronaldo takes free kicks or not. That's my analysis.
The pressure's on you, really, because you predicted a France-Portugal final.
Yes, I did.
And
Thanks
I didn't want to slip it. I didn't want to slip it in too early, just in case it put you in a really good mood for the rest of the show.
Well, I don't mind because I've got a bet on Portugal to win the whole competition, and I've got a prediction of France to win. So either way, I'm laughing. I'm laughing.
You haven't got your 7-1.
I didn't get my 7-1.
Yeah. The 7-1, I think that makes up for everything. I think it's just equals out.
That for me makes this tournament very bittersweet.
Yeah.
There hasn't even been a 5-1. There's been a 5-2. There's been a 5-2. I'm taking that. Can I have that one? No. Disappointing. So Portugal, winners of the first semi-final on Wednesday. Thursday. No, it was Wednesday, wasn't it? Yeah. So congratulations to them. Commiserations to Wales. They can go back with their heads held extremely high.
And we can go back to being English.
Oi, go
Plenty
on,
of shit.
Go on, Andy Murray.
Yeah.
So the second semi-final.
Scottish.
We don't talk about that.
Not in Wimbledon. If he's winning.
Not yet. We're going to the second semi-final of Germany-France. This is a bit more vivid in the memory because it was only yesterday. Excellent game, I thought.
Turned off.
You turned it off?
I turned it off.
Oh, what, when it was 2-0?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, you just...
Sorry.
You know what?
I had to put my podcast commitments aside and just commiserate myself, if that's even a phrase.
I bet you didn't even turn off...
With a lot of alcohol.
I did. I drowned my sorrows. Firmly drowned my sorrows.
I don't understand. Well, you predicted Germany to win the tournament after you predicted that they wouldn't have a very good tournament. So it's been very much an up and down.
I'm a winner.
An up and down tournament for Michael's predictions of Germany. But we all pretty much said this would be the semi-final on this side of the draw. And a lot of people have been saying this is pretty much the final, which personally I just think is ridiculous. Because that just doesn't make sense. The amount of times we've seen shocks in finals, I mean, not even in Europe, like club football, international football and such. So I think it's very much not a foregone conclusion, that final. But France, do you think that the penalty is obviously the big talking point? Because that is what changed the game. In the second half, France came out a lot better than they were in the first half. I thought Germany had quite a good first half, actually, and thought they were probably the better team in that first half. And that penalty, it's weird, because it's like, it was so odd. No one really knew what had happened when
I didn't know who it was against.
I thought it was just like pushing in the box or something, or you'd blown for half time or something.
Yeah, I did, because there was two headers, wasn't there? Was like two like headers after the corner, and I thought it was like a handball.
Yeah.
I don't know for like which one.
Yeah.
But
He took a long time to make the call.
Yeah, again, that's brought down Germany really, like as it nearly did in the previous round.
Mm.
I think this one was a lot more unfortunate. What do you think of the battle penalty? I know you were asking on the
Well, I was just about to
podcast
say,
Twitter.
ask both of you. It's weird because it's like his hand's high and but at the same time I feel kind of harsh I think it's kind of harsh that it was given, but maybe that's more because of the situation. Like if that's like for example, it's like the old thing, isn't it? It's like if that's on the halfway line, it's given, no questions asked. Because it's such a big game and it seems so innocuous, it almost seems like it's harsh to give it, even though by the letter of the law it's probably a penalty. Would you agree with that, Elias, or do you think it wasn't?
I don't blame the referee for ruling that as a penalty, because like in the heat of the moment, there's so much pressure on you, definitely as a referee as well, but I feel like he's one of those referees that wants to be in the middle of the game, like he wants to like get control of it. But I think he lost it with that penalty call.
Oh, you think he lost control?
He lost control, I think. But because I feel like it was a pretty fair game up until that moment, and then he just felt like doing something, like an impulse. I don't know. I didn't think it was a clear penalty, but I can see why he ruled it as one.
And obviously,
it's so strange. No, it's just I would understand if the ref didn't give it, but I am swaying towards thinking that it is a penalty because like there is contact on his hand. I think it's just because the thing that makes it difficult for me to say whether it's a penalty or not is like Schweinsteiger's not off the ground, so he's not jumping, so his hand's not high up. It's just like his hand's just in a awkward position. It's I think it's because he's like falling forwards. But it does hit his hand, so I think that we'd be sat here if it wasn't given, say, and Germany had won, we'd be saying, oh, this is a possible changing point.
I think if it wasn't given, it would be the same sort of argument, just the other way. I think it's so 50-50. It's like almost an obvious penalty, but it has an argument to not be one, and I think it's partly due to the circumstances it was given and how long the referee took. It was just taking everyone by surprise. I think if he gives it straight away, and like France, I don't even think France players were appealing, were they?
No, I don't think they were. Yeah. I think there was like a couple of appeals almost after it was given, if that makes sense, and them like just making a deal out of it. But
yeah, so obviously Griezmann put it away very nicely, sent Neuer the wrong way.
Did his hotline bling celebration?
It is hotline bling celebration, whatever that means, and wanted to put France in at half time in the lead, and it really got the France fans going, I think, because Germany, I think, like I said before, I think Germany were the better team in the first half, and I actually think the lineups were partly to blame for that. I think France went unchanged, didn't they, from the Iceland game? I'm not 100% sure why they didn't start Kante. I don't know if you guys agree, and I know in hindsight Moussa Sissoko actually played quite well. Not particularly on the ball, but off the ball he did run his socks off. But do you think
Kante does the same thing?
Yeah, do you think Kante actually would have been a better pick? And although France did win this game, if they hadn't got the penalty, perhaps this game wouldn't have been the same result.
I don't think a better pick, particularly because of the result and the way that Sissoko played. I don't think you could say that it would have been a better pick, but maybe Kante deserved that place over Sissoko, if that makes sense. Like I think they would have done pretty similar jobs, and I don't think it massively influenced the result given how Sissoko played. He just worked really hard. But Kante probably deserved that place more, so it'd be interesting to see if Kante then goes back in for the final.
Yeah,
given the performances that he put in, and I know they brought Kante on in like the 70th minute to see out the game kind of thing, but I think Kante deserves that place over Sissoko, and I think he does add a little bit more. I think he's a lot more in form than Sissoko is, and like Sissoko can work really hard, but Kante can do the same and have with a bit more quality.
The other change I wanted to ask Elias about, because I think Elias is quite a big fan of Umtiti, but do you think Umtiti will stay there? Elias, after he kept his place over Rami, do you think that was the right decision?
Yeah, as I said in the previous podcast, I thought he would start this game because he looked good in the previous game. And Yeah, I think he did well. I think he didn't let the Germany players through, and he didn't make any mistakes this game either. So I don't see why he wouldn't start the final.
Yeah, I think that's a key point actually, saying that like mistakes at this tournament, they haven't been exactly like frequent, but they haven't been infrequent either. So like it's for a player to come out and put out a solid performance in a high pressure game, a young player, I think it deserves to keep his spot. But in the same heartbeat, Rami also, can't say he's undeserving of his spot either. So
I just want to get a key mention. I thought probably one of the if not man of the match, because Griezmann did play phenomenally and Sissoko played very well as well. I thought Hugo Lloris had a fantastic performance and made some absolutely mind-boggling saves. Would you guys agree with that? Or
I think it's expected of Lloris.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
He's a good keeper.
He's a very good keeper.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say he's man of the match. That's definitely Griezmann.
Yeah, I think Griezmann 100% man of the match. But no, Lloris put in what is. I genuinely think that should be what is expected of him with his experience, and to me, he's a world class keeper. So yeah, and he didn't make a mistake, whereas Neuer did.
Well, I was just going to come on to the second goal. Neuer. Yeah. Do you think it's perhaps Neuer's overconfidence which led to that? The fact that he pretty much tries to catch it with one hand. I think it's slightly because he's quite an overconfident, almost arrogant goalkeeper in the way he plays. And we say, like last episode we were talking about, and you said, "Oh, that's just Manuel Neuer, and it always works for him."
Yeah.
Today it didn't work. Yesterday it didn't work for him, and it's probably cost his team. And admittedly, I can't remember how the chance came about. Didn't someone give the ball away or something? I can't remember.
Yeah, like on the left-hand side, I think.
Yeah. And then Pogba did really well to get that ball in. But I think perhaps Neuer's overconfidence cost him there, because perhaps he should just stay on his line or just punch it, you know? I don't know if you guys agree with that or not.
Like, I've not got a bias for Neuer. It is a big mistake in that he either has to come and completely fully commit, two hands claim it, or he has to stay. But also, the point you could raise is, for Pogba to get the cross in, I'm not sure who's defending it. It might have been Kimmich. He gets completely sold.
I think it might have been Can, actually. I think
he was like completely sold, which is like a mistake outfield, which is just as much of a mistake as Neuer's made. And that's like a little bit of goalkeeper bias in me to protect the goalkeeper, in that the goalkeeper's made mistakes led to a goal. But I think it's really poor defending to allow Pogba to get the cross in, because Pogba has no options other than to go all the way back past the edge of the box, and yet they've allowed him to get to the byline by just being sold by like just a foot wiggling in the air, and allowed him to get the ball in. And it is a mistake by Neuer to just tip it the way that he did.
Going back to the Italy-Spain game, I think it's quite a similar argument to whether we thought the De Gea slipping the ball for Italy's first goal was a mistake, and I was pretty certain it was. I think there's no real doubt that this was a mistake by Neuer, but I think perhaps we've got different reasons as to why he made the decision he made to come out. I don't think he should have came out actually at all, personally.
I would say I think it's the wrong decision to come out, given that the box it isn't crowded. But if his thought process should have been, if I don't catch this, am I going to be able to recover it? And he does, like, he flicks it and then runs into somebody, meaning that he can't pick up the ball. Like, it would have been okay if he was sort of on his own in the box. Who is it that he crashed into?
I can't remember. I think it was Berthe, maybe.
But no, I think it's a French player, but I can't remember.
Yeah.
I think it was Giroud, but like, and that's the reason why he can't then go and pick up the ball, and that's what he claimed. He was like claiming that it was a foul on him.
It was half-hearted. I think he knew he'd done wrong.
He knew he'd done wrong, but still nobody marking Griezmann as well. Like, it was just.
Well, I think it's the fact they were.
It was poor organisation from Germany, which is not what we usually see.
Well, they just caught him cold, obviously getting the ball off it, and then just like there was just no one back. I think is more the case. But 2-0 at finish then. I just wanted to give a quick mention as well. I thought the right back Kimmich, I thought had a fantastic game. I said on Twitter this perhaps could be a bit of a bold statement. It could be the early years of perhaps the next Lahm. I don't know if he's going to be that good, but he certainly played very well, and he hit the crossbar as well at one point. I thought he played very well, and I think he's had quite a good tournament, a breakout tournament really, and he could be German.
And he had a really good season for Bayern as well. So to sort of continue that form, to get into the national team, take it through in the national team, and to be at a club like Bayern where he will get opportunities and he has been getting opportunities. I think it could be the start of something big, maybe.
Yeah, the future is bright for him because Ancelotti as well is a brilliant manager, and he will definitely get the best out of him, I think. Wondering how he will evolve as a player. Is he going to stay as a defender? Is he going to go further upfield?
Because he has played defensive midfield majority of his career, although it's been short. So it'd be interesting to see if he stays out at right back, where he's putting his best performances. Or
yeah, he can even play further up the field. He's decent going forward. So yeah, that will definitely be he can become a versatile player like Alaba, who plays pretty much everywhere on the pitch.
Yeah, I was going to say that versatility at a young age will work in his favour, and that he will get opportunities in the team to replace injured players and out of form players and whatever, because he can fill in those positions. So,
I think
it's an interesting player.
I think his natural evolution as a player, certainly with the national team, is probably right back. When you think that the central midfield positions will probably be Emre Can, who's quite young, and Julian Weigl. Just looking at this squad of who's going to play there, perhaps at the next few tournaments. But certainly he's got, like you say, he's got all the versatility in his game to be a very good player. Anyway, we should come off Germany because they didn't actually go through. We should be reaping praise on France. Do we think they're going to win it then? I think they're probably the favourites for that final, aren't they?
Yeah, and I think given that the hosts and the hype, and I know we joked about saying that it was the final, but given that they won the semi-final, people have been talking about it as probably our favourites, and probably should win it.
Yeah. I don't know if this Germany side was. I mean, I've been quite critical of Germany. I think we all have, to a certain extent, and I'm not sure Germany were perhaps the test that everyone thought they would be for France. And I'm not sure if Portugal are going to give a much more organised performance than Germany, and perhaps could stifle France. But then you look at the France squad and you think there are so many goals in that team. Can Portugal stop them? Because Giroud, Griezmann, Payet can all score on their I mean, less of an extent Giroud, but Griezmann and Payet can just score solo goals, and I suppose Pogba to an extent as well with his right foot that he's got. Definitely.
You still have the threat of set pieces as well, where they're really strong. Where I know you counter Giroud out, but his pure size, and obviously they have like Koscielny and whatever. There's a threat from set pieces as well. So you'd think that this. For me, France are in a better position than Portugal to go and win it. But just adding to your comment about Germany, I think I said in the previous podcast that this game would be where they'd come out more organised and put in a really efficient performance. And I think they kind of did that in the first half, and then them conceding just through that. Have they conceded at this tournament yet? I don't think they have they?
Who's that?
Germany.
Yes, they conceded.
Apart from the previous round, did they concede one before that?
They conceded a penalty to Italy.
Yeah. So apart from the one in the previous round, I said they put in a really efficient performance, but I think them conceding threw them off their game completely. Conceded from open play. Well, it was a penalty, but from defending poorly.
Well, I said through this whole tournament I didn't rate them defensively. And there were a couple of instances where you saw their weakness, like where Giroud beat Boateng to the ball, and it was a great tackle by Howard as last ditch, and in the goal as well. There's just a bit. They're not quite as coordinated as they have been in the past. And I said in the last episode, I didn't think Germany were actually capable of an efficient performance, and I think they proved that in this game.
Yeah, I in hindsight now, I definitely agree with you. They couldn't put in a full 90 minutes of it. And I think maybe players missing did contribute to it, but still. That does obviously benefit to what you said, so it was a benefactor of what you said, sorry. So yeah. So I think you were right.
We'll move on to the final then. France versus Portugal. Portugal versus France. The same game. Who do we think then? Come on, score predictions. Who's going to score? Who's going to be man of the match? Who's going to lift the European Championship trophy?
Griezmann.
I mean, he's not even the captain.
Well, he won't. He won't.
Still gonna.
He'll lift it at some
still
point,
gonna-
technically.
yeah.
Well, if they
maybe.
win.
Although he's quite.
Because he's going to score a
They
hat-trick.
kept mentioning on the BBC who broadcasted him how small he was, so he might not even be able to lift the trophy by what they were saying.
You can be small and strong.
I disagree.
Or are you okay?
Small people.
I mean,
are-
I'm big and strong, as my mum says, but I'm sure
Oh,
there
oh.
is small and strong.
Lee Rey
I'm
Mysterio couldn't even lift up the Big Show, mate.
We're not a wrestling podcast and we do not condone
Not-
any
not
violence.
yet. Wrestling's not even real. How can it be violent?
Oh, you seem to tweet
Still
about it
vi-
as if it's real.
You tweet about
Yeah.
you're going to watch UFC 200, mate, and you're promoting violence.
I'm not promoting violence
You
whatsoever.
are.
It's organised.
That's fake
It's not
as well, calling it. So going back to the actual scores, what do we think the score's going to be then? Come on.
3-1, France.
Ooh, I don't think it'll be as high scoring.
No, I don't think that either. I'm gonna go. Well, I'll just go with my prediction that I said right at the start: 1-1 France or penalties.
I think it'll be 1-0 France, and the goal will be after the 75th minute.
Oh, that's a bet.
Wow.
That is a bet.
Who
Sky
who
bet.
scores
Request
it,
a
though,
bet.
Michael? Who scores it?
Giroud.
He'll be taken off by then. They'll put Gignac on.
No, he'll score his set piece, and that'll be it. They'll keep him on for the rest of the game, and the French will go wild, and there'll be parties all over Paris and Lyon and Marseille and other cities.
Get the Atlas
and
out.
the Eiffel Tower.
Get the
and
France haters out.
the Louvre. Just name in French. A
Cannes,
baguette.
Bordeaux. all the cheese and
Evian. Yeah.
Wow, fantastic. Excellent, brilliant. So we're all going France then. So congratulations, Portugal.
What's your score prediction then?
Semi-final.
Oh,
I
you said
1-1
1-1
penalties.
Yeah, okay.
So, wow, excellent, fantastic, great European Championship so far. And to celebrate that, we've got a game.
Oh,
Is it for free to Elias? I think it is.
It
right?
is 4-3.
It's for free, and
I'm
this game.
pretty sure I have to win.
Do you remember the game we had before? Stop quoting your heart out.
Yeah.
This is very simple. This is very similar, but it's called "What's He On About?" I went back through our preview episodes,
No!
and I have a couple of quotes, and you have to tell me who said it and what team or player they're talking about. You get a point for the person, you get a point for the player or team. Okay.
Okay.
So I've got examples
no.
here.
Are they embarrassing, or are they just
To be fair,
quotes?
some of them are quite good. So here are your
right,
examples. I can see him going all the way. That's Phil about Portugal. Okay, you see? I've got another one here. I can see them getting into the semi-final. That's Phil again
Wales.
about Wales.
This is-
yeah.
So these are
They
the
just all
these are the
you.
examples. Okay.
Are you just hang on? Are these just you bragging about predictions you've made now? Because I'm pretty sure this is all that's been so far. What? Can I see your last example just to see if they were anomalies?
I've only got two. Right. So Michael, Michael and Elias. Who wants to go first then?
Should we
Michael.
do the coin? Can we do the coin toss as usual?
Heads or tails?
Elias, you're winning. You get to call it.
Elias
Tails.
always calls tails. Yeah, and he's already said Michael, and it was tails. So Michael's going first, I guess.
Well,
Right, this is wild. This one's quite an odd one because it's wild. While this person's talking about a team. So, but it sounds like it's not about that. So you've got to tell me the team who they were talking about when they were making this quote, all right? And who it was. So you get a point for each. I can't picture France winning it. Who I think are the second strongest team. So who said that, Michael, out of us three, and what team were they talking about when they said it?
Wait. Repeat the quote. Sorry, I misunderstood.
The person who said it was talking about a team. This is what they said while they were talking about the team. This one's quite blurred because it's quite, yeah. So I can't picture France winning it. I can't picture France winning it. Who I think are the second strongest team.
Okay, I don't. It doesn't really make sense to me.
It's
So
not in
what's the team?
context.
I was so. All right, okay. I'm gonna go with like me in Germany because I don't really understand the quote.
2 points.
Is it really?
It's when Michael was talking
Oh.
about Germany. He said, "I can't picture France winning it because I think they're the second strongest team," and he was talking about them being the second team, strongest team
Semi-final.
to Germany.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
You get it? Okay,
Right,
next
okay.
one. This is Elias's question. A quote. What's he on about? I'm just saying that before I go on now. That makes sense.
Oh,
I thought that was the quote.
I just don't see them staying on the pitch very long.
Well, that's me and Switzerland.
It's you, but it's not about Switzerland.
Oh,
I would
is
have
it-
accepted Portugal, but the actual players you said were Pepe and Bruno
Oh, it's
Alves.
Bruno Alves. Oh my god, I thought I was talking about Berami
Yes,
and
that's what I
Zamali.
thought.
We're
Oh.
specifically
I
fighting
thought-
each other.
I'm not gonna lie. As soon as you said it, I thought it was Elias because
Yeah.
me and Elias were having a discussion about it, and like
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like talking. Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
That's a hollow.
Okay, next one. These are word for word, so you can't even go back and listen. Okay. He only scored 1 goal. They've taken 5 strikers with them, and they only scored 4 goals between them in qualifying. That's a problem.
I think that's me.
Okay. About what team?
Ooh. I'm trying to think. Is it Italy?
That is Phil. About Croatia, more specifically Mandzukic. So you get 0 points for that one.
Damn.
So
Rest in peace.
it's Elias's turn now. They really do have a lot of players that could light up the Euros.
Lighter.
This is a
That's you.
That's
at least.
definitely you.
Yeah,
that's
that's Phil.
that's such a
And
Phil word.
it might be Portugal again.
This is Michael in Austria.
Why would I? I have never used those words.
They're the exact
I'm-
words you said.
I
Go
must
listen
have had
to
an
go
off
listen
day.
to the preview show.
Oh no,
Groups
I
E
don't
and F.
disbelieve you, but I'm sorry, Elias, that I said that phrase.
Yeah, that's a Phil phrase.
that
right
is
there.
such a Phil phrase.
I don't know whether I'd previously said it, and you like took my words and worded them. But yes, that was Elias's. Yeah, Michael of Austria. So, what's he on about? Their massive weakness, and I mean massive weakness, is they have no goals in their team.
This is me, and it's either Czech Republic or Hungary, and I don't know which one. Oh, you know that I've said one of them. It's paining me knowing that you're sitting there knowing the answer, and I know it's one between two.
Yeah.
That's the most annoying thing. And I know I'm gonna fucking get it wrong.
I've got to list this
Czech
podcast
Republic.
explicit. It's Hungary. Of course it's Hungary. I want to make you look stupid. So their massive weakness, and I mean massive weakness, is they have no goals in their team. That was Michael about winners and top scorers of Group F, Hungary.
Come on.
Predictions.
So this is
I
Elias's one.
knew as soon as I was gonna.
What's he on about? Can we move on, please? It's going to be interesting to see who goes further out of them and Northern Ireland, and I'd probably back Northern Ireland.
Well, that's you. And you're talking about Ireland.
Oh wow, 2 points. 2 points for Elias.
Oh,
Fantastic.
no.
Yes.
Phil about Republic of Ireland.
So he's a point. How many points is he on?
It's 3-3.
It's 3-2.
You've got one each. You've got one each left. Okay. Oh, this one's quite an easy one.
You say this every podcast, and I
Okay.
think I've never got one wrong after you
Okay.
say right.
Well, do you want me
after
to give Elias the easy one?
No.
Okay. I think he's just under that world class level, but I think he'll go on and join a bigger club than Sevilla.
I know the answer.
Ooh. Oh. Oh no. I think it's you that said it, Phil. And I don't know what player. I literally cannot think what player.
Michael, this is really this one.
I can't think of what player. Is it about a team or a player?
The player.
Oh, I thought it was about a team.
I said player or team at the start.
Oh.
Even though this is the only player in the whole thing.
Yeah.
I think he's just under that world class level, but I think he'll go on to join a bigger club than Sevilla.
I don't know. I can't think of the player.
Oh, do you want to pass?
I don't. But it's gonna pain me when you tell me the answer.
So you've said Phil.
Can I?
You won't get
say
any
Yeah,
points
go
for
for
it. You
it.
won't get any points for it, but go on.
No,
Go for
we
it.
can't. But it was me
Or was it?
against Andy Krychowiak.
Yeah,
Oh, I was going to say Krychowiak.
And I put this in because obviously he got his big move to PSG, so it's a good call by Elias.
Why did
I thought you were going to say Phil about Konoplyanka because that's who I predicted to have the good.
I was going to say Krychowiak, but I thought no, it wouldn't be that.
So Elias, all you need is
he's
one.
not just below world class. So
Elias, all you need here is 1 point to win it and take it out of reach of Michael, who won't be able to win it next week unless the game is worth 3 points, which I may do.
Oh God, no!
So the last question, Elias needs 1 point. He's had to shake it up a lot because of players retiring. Have those? He's had to shake it up a lot because of the players retiring.
My headphones, it's that easy.
Have those voids been filled successfully? Personally, I don't think they have to a point they'll win a championship.
That's definitely about Spain or Vicente del Bosque, and it might be me.
It's Phil. About.
Alright, I didn't actually hear what happened because I pulled my headphones out because I slammed on the desk.
He got the name wrong. He said it was Elias.
Alright, I didn't actually hear it, but it's about Spain, right?
He said it's Elias about Spain.
Yeah, I think it's you about Spain.
It's Phil about Spain. Elias wins.
Yeah.
Yes!
Oh, damn.
Wow.
I got my mum on telephone.
Oh, I'm so proud of you.
I'm not sure whether that actually was.
Viewers, I'm actually limited to... He got a new mic, viewers, and he's just excited. I've limited to one of those an episode, don't worry.
Yes.
So congratulations to Elias.
I should have said
5-3 up.
Well done, Elias.
5-3 up with one game left. The next game will be worth 3.
Thank you. That's unfair. I've been cheated out of this.
It adds tension.
Yeah.
It has tension, sexual tension.
Why don't we do a game for the final based on the final?
Why don't you have a one-on-one in like FIFA Street?
a game based on the final and what happens in it, so we have to watch it intently.
I'm working.
As Elias is 5-3 up.
A shame.
As Elias is 5-3 up, you should have a game of FIFA as to who wins. One of you plays. As Elias wins, he gets to pick out of Portugal or France who he wants to be, and then Mike goes to the other team.
We should do this when I come over.
Put it on YouTube.
Yes,
we can put it on our
Elias
YouTube channel. Go sign up to our YouTube channel in the Mixer YouTube. It's on our Twitter, I think, at inthemixershow.com. No, at In The Mixer Show on Twitter, not inthemixershow.com. That's not our domain.
No.
We should get it.
I will. Trust me, I will. When we got time and money.
I will mention, because I know I put the screenshot in the chat yesterday, I will mention that this podcast is slightly influencing my life. After I know someone that's going to Portugal, and they said, Portugal are going to be in the final. Where's the best place to watch it? And I said, in the town square or something. Right in the mixer.
You should have said my mate predicted that.
No, because they didn't care. They wouldn't have cared. And because what you expect the response to be is, which mate? He's quite clever and knows a lot about football. But nobody actually cares.
Just look at the newspaper Destiny and then you'll see who cares.
How did Portugal get to the final? Was it the same way that...
They beat a team from the British Isles.
Okay, that's good.
England. Right, we'll be off.
Hang on.
Okay,
I have to slightly recover. No, I have to recover something. Can we each get a point in the game for who finished above each other in the fantasy league?
I've stopped playing.
I haven't checked it. I haven't checked this as the first
That's
week.
funny, because I'm second and Phil's not first, so that's 2 points to me.
What?
I'm down to like 7th now.
Yeah, Phil's 8th, sorry.
I stopped playing at like the quarterfinals.
So congratulations, Nathan's FC, who is currently first going into the final. It is yours truly in second place, and JDFC in third place. So
Jack Daniels.
If any of you are listening, drop a tweet to me and I'll congratulate you, and definitely not fix it so I finish first.
Excellent. Fantastic. So, with Michael trying to rig
what a great note.
The Fantasy League, we are going to be doing a Fantasy League in the Premier League, and when these Euros are all done, we will be having Premier League shows and Transfer Weekly shows as well before the season starts. So, if you're interested in that, make sure you stick around. We're going to go now, so say goodbye, Ellis and Michael, to these lovely people.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, lovely people.
And we'll be off. We'll see you again after the final. Goodbye.
Enjoy it.
Enjoy it. Get the bevies on.
Bye.
Yeah, a lot of bevies.
Don't know what that was.